Hello, ladies and gents. Welcome back to another episode of Dennis Saliba Occult and Fortean. And in today's video, we're going to be looking at some more Lao folklore. We'll be looking at the mythical Sao bird. This is an article published on the 18th of November 2024, and it was written by Ztevetevans. So there's a nice, beautiful depiction of the mythical Sao bird in all of its glory, beauty, purity, prowess. So let's begin our article for today. Many people keep avans for pets, though my own preference is to see birds fly freely in the sky or hear their cheery songs in the branches of trees. Nevertheless, birds, especially the talking kind, have long been popular pets with humans around the world. The folk tradition of Laos, Southeast Asia, the Sao bird possessed exceptional vocal skills compared to other talking birds. This was because instead of mimicking speech like Nya birds or parrots are accused of doing, they could think, express their thoughts, and learn and converse in at least 5 human languages: Lao, Chinese, Thai, Khmer, and Vietnamese. So this is a retelling of a Lao folktale, Why the Parrot and the Minor Bird Echoed the Words of Man, from Lao Folklore of Farther India by Catherine Neville Fleeson. And she explains how the situation came to be. The tale of the mythical Sao bird of Laos, reports Fleeson. The Sao is considered remarkable because, unlike other speaking birds, it could hear a single word or phrase and repeat it and remember what was said after hearing it just once. For these and other remarkable abilities, the Sao was sought after frequently captured or hatched from an egg by people to keep as a pet. For many generations, humans enormously admired these birds until the lies of one dishonest man ended this relationship. The story recalls how a man living in northern Laos kept a Sao bird in his home as a pet. This man was an untrustworthy and wicked thief, and one day he slaughtered his neighbor's buffalo. I'm guessing in those days a buffalo was worth a lot of money back then. It was a very high value item. So that strikes me as quite significant. He cooked and ate a portion, but split the rest into 2 portions for later consumption. He hid one portion in his rice bin and the other in the roof of his house. The following day, the neighbor noticed his buffalo was missing and went to search for it. He approached the man, not realizing he was the thief, and asked if he had seen the animal. The cunning thief denied seeing it and expressed sympathy and his wish for his neighbor to find the lost animal. But just as the neighbor was about to leave, the Sao bird loudly declared, "He killed it! He killed it! He ate part of it, then hid part of it in the rice bin, and the rest in the roof space of the house." So I know that's a very parody voice, but that's just for the purposes of retelling the story for dramatic effect. The neighbors searched the house's rice bin and roof space and found the buffalo parts just as the Sao bird had said. The man insisted that he had not stolen the buffalo, but the bird continued to call out, "I saw him! He killed it! I saw him eat some. He hid one part of the rice bin and the other part in the space of the roof of his house." The neighbor looked from bird to the man and could not decide who was telling the truth. Therefore, he took the case to the local court for resolution the night before. Just give me a minute. It's my friend. My friend just messaged me. Back to the stream. Sorry about that. The neighbor looked from the bird to the man and could not decide who was telling the truth. Therefore, he took the case to the local court for resolution. The night before the trail, the man trapped the bird in a glass jar, covered it with a cloth, and muffled its cries. Next, he doused water over the jar and banged on its side, creating a deep and reverberating sound. Locked inside the jar, the bird was deprived of seeing the moon's full brightness that lit up the dark sky like daylight. With the dawn, the man released the bird from its jar and returned it to its cage. He then brought it to court as a witness. The bird was called to give evidence, and it repeated its previous statement. He killed it and cut it up. One part he ate, a second part he put in the rice bin, and a third part he hid in the roof space of his house. There was an uproar in the court, and everyone believed the bird. As the judge was about to pronounce his decision and punishment, the accused stood up and, putting a great act of indignant innocence, pleaded, "Surely my words mean more than that of a mere bird. Please ask one more question. Ask what kind of night it was yesterday evening. Are you going to condemn me to death based on the words of a bird?" His acting fooled the court, and the bird was questioned about the previous night's weather conditions. The bird recalled being overwhelmed by fear due to the loud rumbling and downpour of water, and truthfully replied, "Last night was pitch black and terrifying. The sky grumbled and rain poured down." He gaslit the bird. I don't like this. He gaslit the sour bird. The sow bird. The crowd protested, shouting, "The bird cannot be trusted." Everyone saw how bright and full the moon was and how dry the weather was. This bird has put an innocent life in danger and can no longer be held with such respect and high regard. And with that, the dishonest man was released from captivity. Injustice. But after this incident, the sow bird was shunned and driven out by humans and retreated to the depths of the great forest, where it remained hidden and eventually faded from memory. Occasionally, foresters heard voices talking in the dense leafy canopy above, talking in the language of humans. Being superstitious and fearful, the folk wrongly identified what they heard as voices belonging to evil spirits. One day, the sow stumbled upon a bird it had never encountered before. It was a strikingly handsome parrot, and the sow realized the stranger was a newcomer from the northern region. Curious about the stranger, the sow went to the crow and owl to inquire what they knew of the newcomers. They are quite something, aren't they? And they care. Very clever. Possessing the ability to mimic human speech, replied the crow and the owl. What? Speak the language of humans? The sowbird cried aghast. I will warn them. Come, let us greet them. And called a meeting of all birds and invited the beautiful strangers. When they had all gathered in one place, the sowbird addressed the meeting thus. I lived with humans for many years and saw with my eyes and heard with my ears and could speak my own thoughts and knew right from wrong. But I made the mistake of speaking. Not only of what I saw and heard, but also of things that displeased people, and thought that I suffered a great injustice. Therefore, I warn you today that if humans learn of your speaking ability, they will capture you and keep you in their homes and will teach you words and phrases that please and flatter them. While you mimic without thinking what they tell you, they will love you and look after you. Be warned. Humans only love to hear their thoughts repeated and cannot cope with a mere bird speaking a truth that contradicts their own experience of reality. They will vilify, reject, and shun you and drive you from their homes. That is how the sowbird fell out of favor with humans, and why parrots and other talking avians dare not speak their minds in front of people. Of course, this means talking birds know more than what they are saying, for they observe and they are present. And I suspect more than their human keepers locked in our own perpetual prison of arrogant hubris. We'll never know. Citations cited by ebook of Laos Folklore of Father India by Catherine Neville Fleeson, The Mythical Sao Bird, conjured by Ztevetevans, Evans using Microsoft Image Bin Creator from Designer using commands. So that's an that's an AI image. I see. That's like a direct translation of the AI image prompt then. But it's a very beautiful rendition. I'm going to save this image. I like that image. I'm going to save it and use it as the thumbnail. So just a short, brief stream today. The Lao Sao bird teaches you to guard your words and to guard your trust, especially among other humans. For you may end up being captured, and your words expected to repeat flatteries and feed hubris. However, this is a delusion and it is not the truth. Very interesting story. I hope you guys enjoyed the story. There will be more videos and streams. I am creating pre-recorded videos as well now. Thank you to my wonderful viewers and their viewership. I appreciate your feedback. You guys help make the show happen. And no, I do not charge money for this show. I believe knowledge should be free. It goes against the ethos of my show to charge money through a PayPal. If you do want to support my work, do support the art studio. I have an art studio that I am also doing more work on, and I am hoping to launch the art studio. I'm hoping to launch the art studio in 2026 with its own fully sustained bookkeeping service and its own marketing services, as well as its own consulting service, all combined into the art studio itself. So the launch for this will be in 2026 when I finish my graduate certificate in business administration. I'm doing a graduate certificate in business administration to actually formalize the art studio into a working company. I may end up publishing more work. I do have work on Substack, where I write about my dreams and visions, and that is quite key to the my practices as someone within my polytheistic mix of Buddhist, Tibetan Buddhism, with some venerations of Fra Mai Toreni, the Mother Lao, the Lao Mother Goddess, and the runes, because I suspect that the Elder Fuldak runes are the closest thing I'm going to get to the Hungarian runes anyway. Yeah, the Hungarian runes are very difficult to get someone to mentor you and train you up properly. So I've substituted that for now for the Elder Fuldak runes, and they themselves are very powerful too. They do carry a lot of power. This is my Substack, Dennis Saliba Occult, and these are my dreams and visions that I post on occasion. I have a few dreams about the Third World War, and I will be posting dreams about other visions that I have seen throughout my lifetime. And as always, guys, thank you for your viewership. I appreciate it. As they say in Laos, Sokti, which is good day, have a good day, and Hop Chai, and Hop Chai Lai Lai, which is thank you very, very much. I appreciate your support. Your support makes this show possible. And with that, let's move on to the outro. I will be back for more streams over the weekend and over the Friday, Australian time, Eastern Daylight Time, Sydney, Eastern Daylight Time, New South Wales, and on Monday as well, because those are my days off. And be tuned. Humanis Invictus. Khob Chai. Thank you for coming to my stream.